the old flagship. But you were talking to a guy that had the same exact radio for like 5 minutes, and he told you 3 times. And I know you probably just got you were distracted, and he said, oh, and then finally he caught on that he was telling he had the same radio as you. But didn't you exchange emails with him or something? And I was listening. That's what I thought I heard. Because I'm just wondering, you could ask him about that green light question.
Yeah, that was Eric. I think he's out in Texas. That's a nice guy. Yeah, I thought he was looking at the 9,000 online. You know, and said, oh yeah, I got this and I got that. I thought he was comparing or just looking and talking about, you know, what he was seeing as a visual on the computer. And then I realized, holy smoke, you actually have one? And it was like saying, yeah. Sometimes, you know, you're hearing somebody but you're not really paying attention to it. It's a kind of good thing all the time. That's not it, yeah. Anyway, Don, it's just to say hello back.
Oh, very good, very good. Craig, I talked to you, and you guys popped up on Facebook on that. But, yeah, because he said it a couple of times that he was on the same radio. So, yeah, you know, like you said, he sounded pretty, I don't know, familiar, for lack of a better term, of the radio. You could always shoot him a text or an email, whatever, and ask him about that if you're back. He may know. But yeah, I got this 7700, and yeah, it's more radio than I need, you know, so I just like to talk, you know. Talk and listen. All the rest of that fancy stuff I'm not so hip with.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Eric, the one in Texas that has the 9,000 about there's a switch back in the back of this radio, and they said whenever you shut down in the front, there's a switch back there, you should throw that off too, because there's still components in the radio that are not inside the radio, and the wearing down the switch as the days, weeks, and months and years go by, that you don't shut down that power in the back of the radio. You know who else has that switch like that design? Anytime in the amplifier. They got that red switch. Hold on, just call me. Sorry about that. You know, half the time I'm doing text to them, sending people sending back and forth. And so sometimes it's hard to pay attention. And then if you just send it, if you tell me something or something's going on, sometimes I get into a tail switch, you know.
It is what it is. I just had a brain fart. What the heck I was going to say?
Yeah, well, I hope that guy's not going to tell me about a radio. I was doing pretty good. Hey, Frank up there in Pensacola. Yeah, I was just talking radio. There's 50 degrees there. I hope everything's good with you, and I hope we get some rain here. Yeah, well, Donnie got it done, and she's still whining about the rain and everybody else. Hey, I have that thing dry. What? Yeah, that's yeah, rain on general, that's not anything new really that we've been there before many times. Well, those people's wells are actually going dry, believe it or not.
My water's cheapest in the state.
That was a double. Yeah. No, I thought just go out and put the windows down and put some clothes out there out in the line somewhere and they will rain. You know any Indians I could hire to do the dance?
I'm quarter Indian. Nah, I think we got to be more than that.
Well, up in Connecticut, they got those Indians up there. Up in Connecticut, they got these Indians that call the Pawtucket. Anyway, they get some kind of an exemption. They put a cloud on the people up there in Connecticut under property deeds because they're the chief never signed a treaty with the U.S. and makes us over, I guess, the territory. And so anyway, they give them a tax exemption. Pawtucket, that's the bag, the Pawtucket Indians. You can look it up, I could tell you no lie. And they get total tax exemption, and they basically run all the casinos up there, and they're making a killing, a fortune, big time in Connecticut.
No, here in Florida too, the Seminoles. But I'll tell you what, I met some real Indians face to face, and they were called Wampanoag Indians, and they're from like Massachusetts area. Yeah, they're big people. I don't know what happened, but yeah. So I don't think I qualify for that, but well, I'll have to check.
They probably have some Nephilim blood in them. Yeah, those Nephilim are about 12 to 14 foot tall, but I can't let this one go by without responding. You walk the wall over and stuff. But I don't see it anyway. Okay, they come up front. The people that say to me are the Wampanoag. So you're the immigrating Wampanoag, Italian, American, and that's what I tell people. Oh yeah, I got Indian birthdays. You do? I said, yeah. How much is that? 100% Wapaho. And they think about it. Wapaho? Oh, get out of here.
Do you have red hair?
I kind of, yeah.
Oh, Nephilim. USK?
Actually, my hair is like kind of like a brown thread.
Oh, yeah, Nephilim. Hey, can I comment, though?
Yeah, but those Nephilim, they're like 12 footers, and they're stupid. So I'm only 5'9".
Comment?
You say comment?
Yeah, listen, the Wampanoag people and Algonquin speaking tribe have rich history in southeastern Massachusetts, eastern Rhode Island, dating back over 12,000 years. They are known for their interactions with pilgrims who have arrived in 1620, including the famous shared harvest feast that is the basis for the American holiday Thanksgiving. The Wampanoag were a complex society with various villages in Saskatchewan, leaders, and their history is marked by both collaboration and conflict with European colonies. And it goes on and on. That's on Google. Not to story it and all that stuff. But I met a few guys of their ancestry. Wow, big dudes.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty interesting, Jim.
It is, it's history, but yeah, I mean, big guys. Wow. Yeah, somebody wouldn't want to tangle with. The spirit was like, graceful and loving, but yeah, if you cross them like anybody else, the bad side's going to come out, and they're like 6'6", 300 pounds, thank you.
Well, those are the kind of guys I needed to work with me in the construction business. Hey, bring that wheelbarrow of asphalt over here. Wait. They always tell me about these Indians, like they're or something. They date back 10,000 years ago. Look at that, big bruises, man. The bruises trying to go up that lane. Bring the wheelbarrow over here. They just pick up the second wheelbarrow and just bring it over here. Okay.
Yeah, you don't even need a wheel. They just pick it up and bring it to you, right?
Yeah, it's like, no wheelbarrow? You don't need a wheel? No, I had this guy, Anthony, he worked with me, Del Castro, and he's a Portuguese. Portuguese. And he had that stuff in the hole. And he looked things up like this. Hey, like Anthony, when you call me up, you do? No, I like it. Okay. But he had power.
That reminds me of the fellow from South Carolina. The black fellow, he's about 6'4", big old farmer, 300-something pounds maybe. Yeah, he throw hogs around for a living.
I like
Well, I'm just saying, them farmer guys, man, they some big guys, big strapping dudes throwing a lot of weight around all day long.
Yeah, you see that way when I'm old and tired now. I don't know, I had 6'1", almost 300 pounds. Some may have said that I was corn-fed from time to time, but now I'm just lazy.
All right, we got to get to the gym then.
The gym? No, I'm done with the gym, man. The gym, I spent too much of my life there. No more. Who needs a gym? Well, those people do that successfully. They live for the gym. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know a guy that's 400 pounds too, and he sits in the chair all day.
Oh, well, must have some special feeding there, man. That's a lot of weight.
Anyway, no, I lost some weight, you know, yeah, that's fine. Trying to do I've been doing a lot of work around the house before this hot weather comes, because we know it's coming. But, yeah, you know, you got to take care of yourself and all that, no matter what, so. But yeah, I like to throw some weight around. I'm physically repaired everywhere, Sal. You know my story. 2 fake knees, 2 fake hips, whole left torso repaired, all the head injury. So I do what I do, but you know what? I still probably got close to 16 freaking biceps.
Well, you're holding your own. You're doing good. Considering, you know, the surgeries and all that medical stuff that you've been through, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm about 215, so 5'11 and a half, something like that.
Wait, and did you hear what Mike said about Hulk Hogan compared to you?
Oh, Hulk Hogan what was he, 6'4"?
Yeah, and his biceps were, I think he said 17 and a half, 18. Hell, mine are, you know, I don't even remember, mine are like only 11 and a half, 12, so, damn, pretty impressive, man.
Oh, yeah, Hulk Hogan, I think had 22-inch biceps at the time. I used to power lift. I used to squat, well, when I did competitions, you do deadlifts first. I did 460 at deadlift in the 181-pound weight class. Then you do bench pressing. I've got 2 torn, even back then I had 2 torn shoulders. My right shoulder's been repaired going into the left one. I'm talking like in age 45. But yeah, I finished, and then squat, I did 460 for deadlift. So yeah, I think 1,300 something total. So yeah, it's a lot of weight, a lot of wear and tear. No wonder all my joints are replaced, and then throwing cement blocks, doing masonry and everything my whole life. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I got you, man. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. I did a lot of incline press, 400 or 500 incline. I played offensive line in football, so yeah, I had to be big and I had to be strong to push and hold. Well, Bill, no wonder you wear yourself out, man. You've been working them joints and those tendons for, been putting a lot of abuse on. Well, I don't know if it's abuse, but a lot of exercise. He has a wimp. He has a who?
That's what I found with sports injury. The motorcycle, I got rear-ended on I-95. I was doing 65. The guy hit me doing 90, and there's his head. I went down and made his truck with my head on his grill. Yeah, bling bang, ding dang. Yeah, I'm lucky to be alive.
Did you do that again? I think Dave, when you were what, 19, you had what, 21 inch bicep?
I did.
Hey, you must have did some damage on the grill. Did you sue you for it? I'm just trying.
Oh, man, 19 years old. He was bigger than most of the restaurants. He was humongous. Well, he was a roid. What are you kidding?
They could pump me up the roids on me, and I'm sure, but a lot of these guys are pretty much natural. They don't need no supplements.
Don't let them tell you that bull crap, man. I see the guy go to the gym, man. No, I worked out for hundreds and hundreds of hours. No. Some guys are metabolized and everything, and they got a good build, but no, to get big, no.
Good genetics. I would go work out. I used to get like cheeseburgers, dude, or tacos, and then I'd go work out and just work out for like 2 to 3 hours, and then go afterwards and eat double what I ate before. And yeah, lots of carbs, man, lots of protein and lots of carbs. No roids, man.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna get 21-inch arms without doing steroids. I doubt it very much. I've spent hundreds of hours working out. I'm a pussy. I'm doing it wrong or something. Excuse my French. But yeah, no. I know. I used to powerlift. Powerlifted with guys that did steroids and I didn't. So yeah, no. I ain't swallowing that pill.
Yep. I didn't do any powerlifting, but yeah, I did a lot of lifting and in a flex mode, and you know it was a good flex. You know, it peaked at 21, and it did, and it was actually pretty damn cut.
Man, some of you guys that do all this lifting, what the heck were you, man, when I had the business going, I would have been paying you guys some top dollars. Come on over, man. I need some strong heat, man.
Hey, Sal?
Yeah?
You know what they used to say? You used to call me? You say, the kid's an arm.
What does that mean? I'm not sure. I mean, I know a little bit of Italian, but what did they call you?
No, I figured you're Italian, you'd recognize that. The kid's an arm, you know. He's an arm.
I don't know. Must need like a boot or something, some big bad dude, I guess.
Well, it's one of the guys you're looking for.
I'm talking, I'm seeing it on the radio. I think it was Bassa Fungo. Oh, boy. Yeah, how about German and Norwegian? There you go.
You're killing me, Michael.
Oh, wait a minute. I wasn't going to say it on the radio.
Well, I know Columbus was crossing the Delaware. You know what he said? And that frigid water said it got to not freeze. I mean, you know, he's freezing his thing off. And that's how, yeah.
I think he's freezing his coloonies off.
That's what they got to.
But those water people of the cabin.
Yeah, he's freezing his coloonies off.
Maybe it was Columbus going across. Maybe they were holding hands going together.
Oh, that's rich. Columbus.
Oh, man. It's so good. That was way too funny.
Yeah, did you notice back in the day, you have to think about it, you know, so to be like, you know, big and you know, big scale at one time and lifting and, you know, the hormones were higher in people. Years ago they were, back in the 80s, 70s, 60s, you know, we had a better diet. We had something. We were more hormonal and we're more masculine. There was more of a man's man. And nowadays, today, anybody to get like that, they probably need a lot of drugs and a lot of things to get into that realm of back then. Look how people grew back then. It was phenomenal. It was ate different. You didn't have all the pollutants in the food, and But nowadays, no, you're right. You don't see people like that like you did back in those days.
Comment?
Different. The lifestyle was different back then. They went out, they drank whole milk and stuff, they milked the cows and probably beat the chickens. It was just a more natural type of environment, where people they didn't have all the air pollution and everything like what we have today. Food with all kinds of toxic stuff in there because of long shelf life and keep it on the shelf long to get everything that was out of the front.
Yeah, exactly. You have a lot of things. You have a lot of things. The hormones. This is what's happening to all these people out there, right? Look at all these people being transvestites or whatever the hell they're doing. Trans this, trans that, turning into women and addictomies and take one off. I mean, have you ever heard of that before? No. I mean, a lot of it's all food. It's our atmosphere. It's the chemicals when they're driving in the plane and you're doing the chemtrails to this, to that, to this, to the other. It's all intertwining, and it's awful what's happening to the human race.
Comment?
Future isn't what it used to be.
Comment?
Well, okay, Joe, you got it. Let me just say, I hold on for it. It's not what it used to be.
Well, with the old folks back in the day, they died younger. They married at 14, 15, 16 years old. You're an old maiden. Because you died at 50. Them guys were sawing trees down with freaking two guys on a saw. You know what I mean? Over the years, we lived longer. As far as that goes, I don't know if I don't think they were any bigger back then. They may have been a lot longer, all the physical labor they did, but that's why they died so much quicker. So, the kids today, they'll live to 100 because they don't even have to pedal the bicycle.
Well, they eat a lot of sugar and everything, and they're just working out. And they're not doing any exercise. They don't walk. They don't go nowhere. And they sit around like us on the hamway, just bullshitting, chit-chatting back and forth. They're not burning any calories. They're not getting those, that circulation moving, blah, blah, blah. But
leg muscles, all of that good stuff. Yeah, you gotta have those muscles.
Look at Clint Eastwood and the Charles Bronsons and, the man's man. They're all gone. All that's gone. It's all a bunch of manginas walking around. It's awful. Disgusting.
Yeah. Well, it's like the potatoes out in the field. You get the big potatoes, the nice harvest. You start picking them. And then by the time you get one big potatoes, they're all gone. They can't sell them and stuff.
Hey, Sal?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
The man bun. Yeah, do not ever talk to me about a man bun. I gotta shoot that fucker.
Yeah, I just wondering if you ever see me, do you go on Facebook? Because I see you on Facebook all the time. You pop up, not on it so much anymore by yourself. So I was just wondering if you see me come up there. I just updated my Facebook thing. I put my 7700 on there with the opening screen with my call sign on there. Just was wondering if you ever see me pop up, because I see you. I don't look that much because I don't have internet. I got only limited internet for the month, but I scroll, it comes up, and I see this one on face all the time.
Well, you look like Lou Ferrigno.
Who does he look like?
Oh boy, Lou Ferrigno. Really? I just watched the whole thing on him today. That's funny you just said that.
That's the Hulk, isn't it?
No. Yes. It was funny. I watched the program on him today. It's so funny you just brought him up.
Is somebody doing CW?
Yeah, it's called Roof Ringo. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think there's a CW contest this weekend, but they usually don't come up this high.
Hey, beep, what are they doing?
The Fregno, the Lou Fregno guy? Yeah, he has a pretty good build.
Well, you know what? You got to compete with Arnold. You know what I mean? Lou Ferrigno's a huge guy. They're all on roids. Anybody big, they're on roids. If they tell you they ain't, they're lying to you. I'm here to tell you. I've never done a roid in my life, but I know how much I've worked out, how hard I've worked out. And there's a huge difference.
I love them. They work great for me.
Well, I know when my wife does that prednisone, I guess a lot of guys working out, they try to get the prednisone, steroids, whatever. And she got, man, I'll tell you, she gets pretty sick from that kind of medication.
Prednisone is not anabolic. It has nothing to do with, it's a steroid, but it has nothing to do with bodybuilding or anabolic at all.
It must have something to do with their temperament, because when she be taking that shit, the guy's gonna die with that. That stuff that gets her really kind of like mean and start hollering at her, telling her, do this, I told you before. What's the matter with you? Because if you look at medication, she's really nice. When she's on it, she's a real bitch.
Yeah, steroids can do that.
Yeah, they're very irritable. So, in the traffic, he's always cool and collected, calm. And I'm like, come on, move. You know, the guy is slow to horn, you don't want to move. Feel like you want to get out of the car and get in a fight or something. And like, you know that stuff? I don't even have to say, come on, get moving. But, you know, take it easy, you jerk, and when he cut you off or something. Anyway, he'd still be doing it. I said, wow, are you really stuck again?
Why was she on prednisone?
She has arthritis.
Yeah, I was gonna say arthritis and yeah, that's what it's usually. Yeah, arthritis. There's a lot of other things. It's not for growth or bodybuilding or anything like that. Yeah, it's usually for inflammation, arthritis, congestive in the lungs or heart or whatever.
Yeah, she had that for years. Her mom had that. She said lupus too, my wife. So she's come back in the two between the lupus and arthritis. I've been with that for a long time. She looks like $1 million. Looks good. What do you want to say? People that have that condition that know about it, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's painful, I think, isn't it? I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's painful, right?
Well, the arthritis, yeah, it's like, you know, work on your hands, your joints, your shoulders, your fingers.
Yeah, the lupus.
All your joints and stuff, yeah. And she takes 6 medications for that. And it helps. She's doing okay considering the amount of time she's had that condition.
Yeah, I got four major friggin', well, from the waist down, replacements. You know, left orthoid repairs, this, that, and the other thing. So, yeah, I think that's from the lupus, right? I think that's the painful thing, if I remember. I don't know a lot about it.
Well, lupus just is, these kinds of things, with the whole yeah, and what happens is your immune system attacks your own body. If you got a little something wrong somewhere, say you got a kidney infection, you'll go down there and not just try to destroy the infection. If you have it, it will start to work on the organs, so the part of the body that will attack that thing. So what they do is they actually get prednisone and steroids, and this way that they try to weaken and knock out your immune system as much as possible to a point, so that lupus does not attack your body, and then it becomes detrimental to the organ.
See, Sal.
Yeah?
See, if you remember many, many years ago, when we were all young, you never even heard of this. It never existed, and if it did, it was one out of a million. You know, and a lot of diets and our environment has changed so much. All this is happening, you know. So many years ago, you didn't hear any of this stuff happening. I mean, at all. Maybe one out of whatever. And now it's like, it's rampant. So I know it's crazy. That's why I was getting at earlier about diet and a man's man and testosterone and hormones and suppression and things have changed over the years, that's for sure.
Well, you know, Dave, too, we got more medical techniques now, and things to find the things that they didn't know about, 100 years ago. People they didn't know about. So that's what they would call it, they call that some type of I can't think what it is, or TB and stuff. They call it coal miner's lung or something like that. And all these other sicknesses, they just didn't know. They didn't have the means to, they didn't have the labs or anything. And so they didn't have a clue what the hell people were dying from. They didn't know about that bubonic plague with the flu. That people were dying like this. They were going out of style. And then they found later, like from a flea from the damn rat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, things are changing. And it's more being brought about, but, a lot of this stuff didn't happen years ago, but there's too much going on nowadays. Gotta get back to those olden days, man. Yeah. You know, I try, I'm always there. I even wear the clothes and listen to the music, and, I got my 86, I married her, and so I'm good, so.
How you doing, Nick?
Not too bad. Just listening to little B-52s, getting back into the 80s like Dave, man. Oh yeah, you got it. I mean, it was the last hurrah of any hurrah. There's no more after that one. 90 sucked, 2000 sucked, and it's done. It's downhill from here on out. That was the last of the good hurrah.
There's better days are coming. There's going to be good times. There's always going to be bad times. Glad times. Well, you make the best of it each and every day.